Hi, welcome to my very first YouTube channel yoga video. So I've been wanting to start a yoga YouTube channel for a long time, for at least 2 years now. And I retired and was going to start one, and then I didn't. So now the coronavirus has come into the world and gave me the little gentle nudge to go ahead and start my YouTube channel. So here it is. We're going to get started on our back. We're going to take some nice slow breaths. So start with the knees bent or the legs stretched out. So see what feels better to the back, to the shoulders. I'm going to start with my knees bent and with the knees falling in towards each other and the feet a little wide. So this is called Constructive Rest, and it feels really nice to the low back. It just kind of lets that low back open up, the sacrum. It lets it open up and start to relax. And then we want to bring a little length to the back of the neck. So maybe tuck the chin down towards the chest a little bit and the arms at your side with the palms up. So that's going to let the shoulders relax down. It's going to let the chest and the heart and the lungs open up. So we'll take a few nice slow breaths here. Inhale, feel the belly rise. Exhale, feel the belly fall. So nothing to do right now except feel the breath. Let the body feel the mat underneath, the floor underneath, just how the body's resting on the mat. Notice if you need to make any little adjustments. And with each breath, just let go of a little bit of your day. Whatever your day held for you. Whatever you were doing before you turned on the video, before you got onto the mat, just let go of that and be very present with the breath. Let go of any worries, concerns, troubles. Tuning in, tuning inward and tuning out. So we can tune out the outside world for a little bit and just tune into the inside. Belly rises, belly falls. Nice, long, slow, complete breaths. And then wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. So we'll hug the knees and we'll roll side to side. Shoulders and hips roll as far over, as little over. So just bringing some circulation, some massage, blood flow to the back body. You can let your head go the same direction as the shoulders, or the head can stay center. We'll bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. We'll bring feet down to the floor. We're going to warm up the legs, hips, low back. So bring the right knee into the chest. We'll hug the knee. Stretch the right foot up to the ceiling. We're going to circle the right ankle in one direction, nice and slow. Let the toes wiggle around a bit. So just loosening up this right ankle and the calf. Let's go in the opposite direction. And we'll point and flex the right foot. Keep the right foot flexed. Inhale. With your exhale, bring the right knee back into the chest. Inhale again. With your exhale, lift your head up towards the right knee, shoulders down, neck long. You could bring one hand behind the neck, so it's always nice if you want to support the neck. The left leg can stay bent with the left foot on the floor. If it feels okay to the back, to the hip, you can stretch the left leg out on the mat. So if you stretch that left leg out, left toes will be up towards the ceiling. We'll push through the heel. We're going to press that waistline down into the floor. So we don't want to let the back arch up off the mat. We're pressing the waist down. We're pulling the belly button down towards the spine. Some big breaths into the low belly. Inhale, lower the head. We'll bring the right foot down. We'll bend the left knee. So both feet on the floor. We'll rock the hips a little side to side. Little rocking motion. And we'll bring the knees to center. Inhale, with the exhale, bring the left knee into the chest. So tuck the chin just a little, relax the shoulders down, and then we'll stretch left foot up to the ceiling. Let's circle the left ankle in one direction, nice and slow. Warming up this foot, ankle, this left leg. Circle in the opposite direction. And we'll point and flex the left foot. Keep the left foot flexed. Inhale. With your exhale, we'll bring the left knee into the chest. Inhale again. Exhale. Lift your head up towards the knee, shoulders down. You can always bring one hand behind the neck. Big breaths. Right knee can stay bent with the foot on the floor, or if it feels okay, right leg stretches out. Just remember to use your abdominals. So waistline presses down towards the floor, belly button pulls down towards the spine, shoulders stay relaxed, neck long. Big breaths into the low belly. Inhale, lower the head, bring the left foot to the mat, both knees bend, both feet on the floor. We'll rock the hips side to side. Just feels kind of good in between poses to rock the hips and rock the knees a little side to side to get everything even and settled. Inhale, with your exhale, both knees come in. We'll hug the knees in. Let's just hold here for a moment. Let that low back soften and stretch. Let the shoulders soften and relax. And then we'll roll side to side, the whole back. So shoulders and hips roll. The back of the head can roll if you like. Bring everything to center. Stretch both feet up to the ceiling, feet hip width apart, feet flexed. And we'll take a little yoga walk here. So one knee bends, opposite foot stretches up to the ceiling. Take it nice and slow. So just working the legs here a little bit. The quadricep, the thigh muscles getting worked, the hamstrings on the back of the leg, working calves, getting a stretch. Bend both knees, bring both knees back into the chest. We're going to flex the feet, hug the knees. Inhale, exhale, lift your head up towards the knees, shoulders down, neck long. A couple nice big breaths here. We're trying to compress the belly with the thighs and take big breaths at the same time. So really good for all the internal organs, for our digestion and elimination. Inhale, lower the head. Use your abdominals. Don't let the back arch away from the mat. We're going to bring the feet down to the floor. They can come down one at a time if that makes it better for you. Once the feet come down to the mat, let's go into reclined cobbler's pose. We'll bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees open. You can take your blocks if you have blocks handy, and you can put them on the outside of the thighs, or you can take pillows if you have pillows from a couch if you want a little extra support. Arms are going to be at your side, palms up. Roll the shoulders under just a little bit, little tuck of the chin, and we'll take a few nice slow belly breaths here. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. So this reclined cobbler's pose is good for your immune system. So nice to practice this a little bit each day. You can even do this at night when you get into bed, just a few nice slow belly breaths here. And we'll bring the knees to center. Good. Adjust hips and shoulders so you're even on the mat. We're going to go into a pelvic tilt. So we're going to inhale, press the tailbone down into the mat, and the waistline lifts up off the floor. And then exhale, press the waistline down. So just rocking forward and back. Inhale, waistline lifts. Exhale, waistline presses down. So this is nice for the low back, for the core, it works the core. And just gets everything, a little stretch, a little movement. Good, come to neutral. So neutral spine. We're going to prepare for bridge pose. So the feet are going to be hip width apart. We can walk the feet back towards the hips a bit. Arms at your side, we'll have the palms up. We'll lift our hips with breath. So inhale first. Exhale, press your waistline like we did before. We press that waistline down into the mat. And then inhale, lead with the hips, and we're going to lift up nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. You can walk the shoulders a little closer together. You can press the backs of the arms into the floor, shoulders into the floor. Belly stays a little soft, bottom stays a little firm. So bring the awareness to the feet. The weight's even on both feet, left foot, right foot. And it's even on the heel of the foot, the ball of the foot. The knees are going to stay parallel, so don't let them go out into a V position. Let them stay parallel, and you can always do this with a block between the knees too, to make sure you're doing it correctly. But sometimes it's nice just to pretend there's a block between the knees. It activates the inner thighs. We're going to lower down with breath, so inhale first. Exhale, we're going to roll those shoulders out and then lengthen and lower down one vertebra at a time. Once the hips are all the way down, let's hug both knees into the chest. And we'll roll side to side a couple times. Bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. Feet come down to the mat. Roll over onto your side, either side, it doesn't matter. And then come up into hands and knees, table pose. So I have a rug underneath my mat, but if you need a little extra padding, maybe a blanket or a towel or something for a little cushion for your knees. We'll start with our wrists under our shoulders, knees under the hips. Take a look at your hands. Fingers spread nice and wide, index fingers parallel to each other. We're going to exhale, round the spine up, tuck the chin, pull the belly up. Inhale, tilt the hips, arch the back. So just going with your breath, exhale, rounding up. Pull the belly button up. Inhale, arch. Slide the heart forward, slide the shoulders back. Get a little movement in the upper back between the shoulder blades. So a few more of these at your own pace. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Letting the spine move in these two opposite directions. Now bring a little free-form movement. You can sway the hips side to side. You can rock a little forward, a little back. You can bend the elbows. Any kind of free-form movement that might feel good to the body. We're going to shift back into child's pose. So big toes barely touching. Let the knees separate apart a little bit. And then we're going to bring the forehead down to rest somewhere. Rest on folded arms, rest on the mat. The forehead can rest on a block. Couple breaths here. Breathe into the low back. Let the spine get a little bit long here. The neck is a little long. We're going to go from our child's pose into a downward dog. So stretch the hands as far forward as they'll go. Your bottom is still back by the heels, but the elbows are up off the mat. Come up into your hands and knees. Walk the knees a little closer together. Take a look at your hands. Fingers spread nice and wide. Index fingers parallel. Curl the toes under. Inhale, with your exhale, lift up and then shift back. So tuck the chin a little bit. We want a long neck. Let's walk it out. One heel lowers, the other heel lowers. So it's a really nice stretch for the calves, for the arches, for the hamstrings. Bring the heels parallel with each other. Lift the sits bones a little higher towards the ceiling. The belly button pulls in and up. Think of lengthen the legs, but also lengthen the spine and down the arms. Come down to knees. We'll shift back into child's pose. A few wrist circles or wiggle the fingers maybe just to get a little circulation back into the hands and wrists. Breathe into the low back. Breathe into the ribs. Breathe into the shoulders. In child's pose, we'll take our downward dog one more time. So we're going to stretch the arms forward, elbows up off the mat. Come up into your hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Inhale. With your exhale, lift up, shift back. Good. Nice, strong, stable downward dog. We're going to take some movement with breath here. So we're going to inhale, come forward, shoulders over wrists into a plank. Tailbone tucked slightly. You're pushing the floor away with the hands, letting the shoulder blades spread apart. Exhale, shift back into a downward dog. Tuck the chin. Inhale, come forward, plank. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. Make sure the hips are not up in the air like they are for downward dog. We want them in a line so that we're in a plank, like a board-like position. Exhale, shift back, downward dog. Spread the toes out on the mat. We're going to take one more plank. Inhale, come forward, shoulders over wrists, a little tuck to the tailbone, and the belly button pulls up towards the spine. And the back of the neck is long. Exhale, shift back, downward dog. Then we're going to come down to knees. Shift back into child's pose. A few wrist circles, or wiggle those fingers. Maybe wobble the hips and shoulders a little side to side. Good. Come back up into your hands and knees table. We'll take a couple cat breaths. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching. So just keeping the spine nice and loose with this little bit of movement. Let's come to neutral spine. Curl the toes under. We're going to go into squat pose. So walk the hands back until you're balancing on toes and fingertips. And then we're going to lift the hips and lower the heels. So hips lift, heels lower. Widen the feet a little wider than the hips. Little bend in the knees. Bring hands to up above the knees. Lift the chest into a halfway lift. We'll squeeze shoulder blades together. Now bring hands to the hips, and with a strong legs and a long spine, hinge up. Nice and slow. Once you're up to standing, we'll adjust the clothes. Good. Shake it out a little bit. Take a few sun breaths. So the feet are going to be hip width apart. Spread the toes, have a little space between the toes. Engage your thighs, belly pulls in, belly pulls up. Arms down by your side. We're going to inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. We'll do two more of those. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands down. Good. One more. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Good. A few shoulder rolls. Shoulders come up and back and down, up and back and down. Good. And then just alternate one back and the other back. So we can hold a lot of tension in the upper back, in the shoulders, in the neck. Shake the arms out. We're going to go into a warrior two pose. So wide leg stance on your mat. Feet are going to be 3 to 3.5 feet apart. We're going to turn the right foot, the right toes all the way to the right. The left heel is going to shift back a little bit. Draw a line from the right heel, and it should intersect the left arch. Hips are level. Don't let the right hip drop. So hips are level. Bend your right knee, keeping those hips level. And the right knee is going to open out towards the right pinky toe. So when that right knee opens, actually the right hip opens too. It's a hip opening pose as well. We're going to inhale, arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax shoulders. Belly pulls in and up. We're going to turn and look over the right fingertips. Middle finger is your gaze. Think of the left foot. Get nice and grounded through that left leg. That left leg is long and strong. The outside edge of the left foot presses down a little bit, and the left arch lifts a little bit. Bring the left hand to the back of the left leg. Turn your right palm up. We're going to go into reverse warrior. Inhale, bring the right hand up and over, just as far over as feels good. A couple big breaths. We're stretching that right side. That right knee still opening out towards the right pinky toe. The back arch, the left arch still lifting. Going to inhale back into warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Drop the arms, parallel the feet. Let's go the other way. So left toes turn to the left, right heel shifts back. Line up, left heel and right arch. Hips level. We'll bend the knees. Left knee over left heel, and we'll open that left knee out to the left. Inhale. Arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Belly pulls in and up. Turn and look over left fingertips. So we're reaching through the fingertips, but we're letting those shoulders relax down the back. So we're activating that upper back at the same time. The right leg long and strong. Push the right thigh, right calf back behind you. Press on the outside edge of the right foot to lift the right arch. Right hand comes down to the back of the right leg. Left palm's going to turn up. We're going to go into reverse warrior. Inhale, left arm up. And maybe a little bit over. So we've got a big stretch on that left side. Left knee is staying open. Right leg is strong. Good. Inhale, back into Warrior two, straighten the left leg, drop the arms, parallel the feet. We'll step the feet together. Let's take a sun breath. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands down. Bring the palms together, thumbs at the heart, and just take a couple breaths here, feeling any sensation. So get the weight even on both feet, feet parallel, toes pointing straight ahead, heels pointing straight ahead, knees pointing straight ahead, belly pulls in and up. Just a couple breaths. Feel any sensations in the body, in the shoulders, in the hips, in the back, in the legs. And then we'll drop the hands down. We're going to come all the way down onto the mat. We're going to go into a spinal twist. So come down onto your back. We're going to stretch the left leg out on the mat, and we're going to bring the right knee into the chest. Both feet are flexed. Right arm at your side with your palm up. Left hand on the right knee. Take a nice inhale, and with your exhale, we're going to bring that right knee over to the left. We want to keep that right shoulder down on the mat. So if the right shoulder lifts when you bring the knee across, then you can bring that right knee a little higher. That'll bring that right shoulder down. Or you can kind of pick up the upper body, pick up those shoulders and adjust that right shoulder down. A couple nice long breaths into the low belly. Your head can stay looking straight up, or you can look over either shoulder. The main thing we want to do here is take those big breaths into the low belly. That's where all the magic of this pose is in that, the lower body with the breath. Notice if there's any tension. If you're holding, if you're tight anywhere, try to relax it, breathe into it. Maybe adjust the pose a little bit. Inhale, we'll bring the right knee up and bring the right foot to the floor. We're going to bend the left knee. Adjust your hips and shoulders so you're even on the mat. And we'll do the other side. So right leg stretches out, left knee hugs in, both feet are flexed. Left arm at your side, palm up. Right hand on the left knee. Inhale first. Exhale, we'll bring the left knee over to the right. So now we want the left shoulder down on the mat. So make your adjustments, either bringing the left knee higher or adjusting that upper back so that that left shoulder can be on the floor. Big breaths into the low belly. And then let the neck be comfortable. And just notice where you're feeling this. So make a little adjustment. Right now I'm feeling it kind of on the right side of my back. So I want to make a little adjustment to relax that right side of my back. Big breaths into the low belly. Twists are so good for digestion, elimination, good to balance the body. Let's inhale that left knee up and bring the left foot to the floor. Bend both knees, adjust hips and shoulders. So you can lift up those hips and shoulders a little bit. Let's bring both knees into the chest and roll side to side a couple times. Good. Bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. We'll bring the feet down to the mat. So we're going to get ready for final relaxation. So maybe you want the knees bent. Maybe you want the legs stretched out. Maybe you want a blanket roll under the knees for a little support. So get that lower body comfortable. And then arms at your side, palms up. Roll the shoulders under just a little bit. We'll tuck the chin slightly to get a little length on the back of the neck. And we're done moving. We're just going to take a little relaxation here. So inhale, we feel the belly rise. Exhale, we feel the belly fall. So we're done with movement. And this is where all the poses we did settles into that muscle memory. So we just take on this stillness, and this is where the body also cleanses and clears itself. So all the bending, twisting, stretching can stir up some things in the body. So this is where it just processes it all. So just being still, tuning into the breath. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Eyes relax, jaw relax, shoulders relax, back and hips relax, arms and legs relax. stay here for as long as you like. If the video ends and you feel like you'd like to extend your final relaxation a little longer, and you have the time to do it, then that's great. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. When you're ready, gently rolling to one side. Take a breath on your side, so making a little slow transition. And then use your strong arms to come up nice and slow, all the way up to seated. Sit comfortably. I like to sit on a block. Ideally, we want our knees lower than our hips. So I like to sit up on a block. You can sit up on a blanket if you like, or a cushion. So right now my hips are higher than my knees. It helps me to have a nice healthy curve in the low back. So the tailbone moves back slightly, heart lifts slightly, shoulders relax down, my belly pulls in and up slightly. So I have nice integrity in the spine. I will just take a couple breaths. Let that breath come all the way down into the belly. We'll bring the palms together, thumbs at the heart. So just feel right palm, left palm meeting. And this ends our class today. Namaste. And I intend to post a new video every Monday, so check back, and thanks for joining me on this YouTube channel adventure. Until we meet again, bye.